Hello, guys. Welcome to Teens and 20s with Space Mote. I hope you enjoyed the last video you watched. Yes, and if you're just following me for the first time, if you're just joining for the first time, my name is Space Mote, and I am here for just one purpose to help you make your life better, right? I'm here to share my experiences and lessons that I wish I learned when I was in my 20s or in my teenage years. And that's basically everything you'll be getting on this channel. So come with us on Teens and 20s. We share lessons, we share stories, we share experiences, we share our growth process and everything, and the things that we wish we did or knew when we were younger. So, if you're a young person, welcome to my channel. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and of course, be part of my community of growing young people. So, today I have a very interesting topic. Now, I don't know, are you an introvert or an extrovert? Or you don't even know where you belong, but you just feel like talking to people sometimes can be really awkward, and you know what, you just want to maintain your lane, maintain your space, and make nobody stress you. Yeah, if you're that kind of person, I want to talk to you today. So quite introverted, in fact very introverted, and I don't know how this happened, but I grew up realizing that I needed my space more than anything else. I grew up always wanting to be alone. I remember at some point when I was younger, I think I was around 13, 14 or thereabout, and I had one very funny experience. I refused to associate with anyone. I was always indoors. I'll go to school, come back, as I get back home, I'm just shutting the door, staying in the room, always by myself. When other people are sleeping, I'm awake. And then one of those days, my sister called me and she was like, "Mommy is asking if you're pregnant." I like, eh? You know, it's like that. And I grew up just always being alone, and really it helped me to be more introspective. It helped me to be more detailed about my life, about things around me. So it helped me to put life into perspective many times. But at the same time, I think when a good thing becomes too much, when a good thing goes out of place, it becomes a problem. So at every point in time, I think moderation is key. If you're an extrovert, be moderately extroverted. If you're an introvert, be moderately introverted. So one of the ways being an introvert affected me was that I found it really difficult to connect with people. I found it difficult to network with people. I found it difficult to make friends and all of that. And I didn't know how badly I was affected until I started a business some years back, and then I realized that because I used to do this baking business, so I used to make cakes and donuts, very nice ones, cakes and donuts, and sell. So when I started that business, it was quite frustrating because when you do something, you post morning, you post afternoon, post night on your WhatsApp status, post on Instagram, post on Facebook, and nobody's buying. Can't be like say you be ghost, like you enter ghost mode. It was that bad. But one thing I realized, my husband would just take a picture of that thing I'll be posting, and you post it on the status, and next thing I'm getting a client. I'm like, hey, how did I get here? So I realized that I should have networked more. I should have expanded my network. I should have built more relationships. I should have built better relationships when I was younger. Because now, looking back at everything, looking at how my life is currently, I can tell you that your network is power. Your relationships are powerful. Your relationships can make you. Your relationships can break you. Your relationships can build. Your relationships can pull down. Your network, people always say this, your network is your net worth. And it was at this point when I started this business that I realized how powerful that statement was. So if you're a young person listening to me, I want you to never lie to yourself. Never tell yourself a lie that you're sufficient by yourself. Never. Nobody is sufficient on their own. Yes, I know that by the grace of God, by the help of God, and when you know what you're doing, you're going to make progress. But to a very large extent, the level of progress you make is dependent on the level of relationships you're able to build. It's dependent on the power of your network, dependent on how strong your network is, and networking is powerful. So here are a few things that I'm going to recommend to you in today's video. Number one, understand that you are not an island. No man is an island. No man was created to exist in isolation. No man was created to exist by themselves. No man was created to thrive on their own. As a matter of fact, the first man, Adam, if you're if you read the Bible, the first man, Adam, started just living life, naming animals, going about his business, and in his mind he was okay. But God knew that guy, it's not good that you are alone. Though. You need to get somebody. And at this point, I'm not even talking about man-woman relationship. Just saying life generally. You need help. You need help. You need people in your space. You need people to help you reason. You need people to tell you that, okay, this thing can be better. You need people to tell you that this is okay, but I think we should tweak it this other way. You need ideas. You need people who can pat your back and rub your shoulders and say it's going to be fine. You need people that can be there for you. Someone you can call up at 12 a.m. and rants, and they'll just be there listening to your rants. You need someone in your space that you can call and say, you know what, I have this idea and I need you to help me fine tune this idea. So recently, I have this friend, and then I took her out on a date. I called her and I said, oh, you know what? I'd like us to have a lunch date. And she's like, oh, that's very cute. That's very beautiful. Blah, 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 blah. And then we went on this lunch date. Do you know why I wanted to have this lunch date? Because I so admire her her thought processes. I admire the things she's doing. I admire the results she gets. Okay. And then I was like, yeah, I have a lot of things to do and I need to talk to someone who is doing this thing at the level that I really admire. And then I like, okay, let's have this long date. And we went there and all we're just doing was talking about my own ideas. So this is how powerful your networks are. So I said I was going to recommend something. So first thing, understand that no man is an island. You're not supposed to exist in isolation. Settle that in your heart. Settle the fact that you can't do so much running life alone. There's a popular saying that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with a company. And that is just a summary of everything I'm going to say. And then number two, now when you have settled that it's not okay for you to be alone, when you have settled the fact that you need people, you need people, yeah, you need a community of people. When you have settled that in your heart, the next thing that you need to make up your mind to do is tell yourself that you control your personality doesn't control you. And I'm very particular about introverts here because I'm an introvert, and I must say that many times we just use this personality thing as excuses to mess up our lives. Don't mess up your life with your personality tags. You're an introvert, okay, no problem. You have your strengths. You can use your strengths to get the most of what you want. Either you're an introvert or an extrovert, you should be networking. You should be expanding your network. You should be meeting people. You should be making friends. You should be making meaning out of your life. You should be building meaningful and healthy relationships. So it doesn't matter whether you're an introvert. So take that personality mindset. Although this is my personality, this is who I am, this is how I am, there's nothing I can do about it. Let everybody just know themselves and manage themselves like that. Okay, Madam Self Awareness. You see, take that, put that thing somewhere, just stuck it aside somewhere and ask yourself, with this personality of mine, how can I maximize the the opportunities I have to make friends? How can I maximize networking opportunities? So the extrovert can step into a room and everybody recognizes that, oh, somebody just stepped in, the person is everywhere, the person is greeting everybody, the person is talking, blah 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 blah. But you're not like that. So what do? You step into a room, you're an introvert. What do? You sit down, you look around you, scan around the room, and ask yourself, who in this room looks like someone I want to connect to? Mhm. So, one of the greatest powers you have as an introvert is the power to observe and make meaningful conclusions from your observation. Because while you're observing, you're also thinking, you're analyzing, and that's a beautiful thing. It's a strength that you have, it's a gift that you have, is an ability that you have. Use it to your advantage. So, you're observing, who amongst everyone in this room can I connect to? If you can find one, two, 3% in that room that you can connect to, it's something. Maximize that something. Go to them, walk up to them. Another power you have, this is time to use it. Few words, more listening. Don't talk too much. You don't even need to talk too much. You don't need to try to impress anybody, right? So, what do? Ask meaningful, thoughtful questions and listen. Try to know who the person is, try to know what makes the person who they are, see whether their values align with yours, and just have meaningful conversations. Let whoever you're connecting to feel heard, feel valued, feel respected. Give that first impression of, I like you, I'd like us to connect. I may not necessarily say much, but I care about what you want to say. I am interested in you. I'm interested in what you have to say. And then the next thing I'm going to say is offer value. You have value to offer. Never find yourself in a situation where you're meeting somebody for the first time and you are empty. You don't have anything to say. Maybe you attended a meeting, you attended a conference, a seminar, for example, and there is nothing that stands out for you in that seminar that's going to be your point of reference while discussing, or someone is asking you a question and you're blank, or they're asking you, who are you, and you can't introduce yourself. You're stammering to remember your name. Ah, sister, that one is no longer being an introvert, though. That one is that you are now struggling with timidity or low self esteem. So, maximize your strength, listen to people, learn to introduce yourself. If that's all you're going to learn how to do, just introduce yourself. Get a few questions that you can ask in any conversation. Okay, my name is so this is what I do, and I just observed you over there. May I know more about you? What do you do? Why are you here today? What brought you here today? What is it that stands out for you? What makes you connected to this event? Questions like that, like very little questions like that, and then you want to now follow up, because that's another thing. That's another place where we get it wrong. You're not going to make friends sitting down at home and sleeping. And if you read your Bible tells you that he who must have friends must first show himself friendly. So, yes, you've done all the friendly part of starting the conversations. After the conversation, what do you do? It doesn't take anything. Send a message, call and say, hello, we met at so place. This is my number. Please, can you save it? From time to time, even if it's once a week, just check in, say, oh, hi, how you doing? How is this going? How is this going? Something specific that that person told you about. It shows that you were actually listening. It shows that you actually care about what the person is doing. Ask that simple question. How is this thing going? I remember you mentioned you were going to do something like this, or you were already at this phase of what. So, how is this going? What's going on? Why did you choose this? What's happening? You ask. You don't need to say so much. Oh, that's beautiful. I just got to check in on you. And then, of course, if you have the time, you have the resources, or you have what it takes, you can also offer help. You can say, okay, is there any way I can help you? Because one of the things every human being likes is value. Somebody who can bring value to what they are doing, somebody who can add value to them, somebody who is willing to serve and give of their time, their energy, their resources, and everything. So, how can you help? How can you? Because that's one way to fail your relationship. And trust me, when you build meaningful networks like this, you never know the opportunities those people will create for you. And many times, some of your networks are not people who will give you money. Yeah, but there are people who might whisper your name in another room that you need. There might be people who would connect you to somebody, to another person, and then to another person that then connects you to that thing that you need. There might be people who just inform you about opportunities, and you don't know the opportunity that you jump upon, and then everything just booms. So that's it. You need to ensure that you are building the right networks. And just a few tips, right? I believe so much in networking, but I also believe in value system. I know that it's okay to relate with every kind of person. It's very okay because of course you need every kind of person in your space. But as much as possible, you also need to define the people you allow into your space, like your inner circle and all of that. You also need to define the kind of people, and that means that you need to define what your values are. Many young people are struggling with identifying what their values are. And if you find somebody whose values do not align with yours, you don't need to push it. Yeah, you can be hello, hello, hi, hi. You can show up for the person once in a while, but try to draw the line. So if you're going to keep a healthy network, a healthy relationship, you must be able to set that boundary and you know grow from there. I talked about this topic today because in the last episode I talked about money, power of money and the rest. And one of the things I said is that for you to even make money, you must have a good network. And yeah, we talked about networking today. So the next time you find yourself in any room, in any event, at any event, in any seminar, ever you find yourself in a social gathering, church, religious activities, wherever you find yourself, just make a decision, just one goal, just one target that you're going to meet somebody new. You're going to meet somebody new. If you meet somebody new every day, that's 365 new people, 365 new contacts in a year. Let's assume you don't get to meet people every day. You meet one new person every week. That's 52 people in a week. And trust me, 52 people connected to another 52 people, connected to another 52 people, that's powerful. And you need that in your space. Please never trade the power of networking for anything in the world. Never trade the power of building relationships for anything in the world, because as you grow older, you realize that you need them. There are nights that, in fact, there are days and nights. In fact, I just stay, and apart from my husband, I just need somebody to talk to that is not my husband, because if the only person you have in your life as a lady is your husband, you are gone. You are dead. Because as much as your husband might be your best friend, you can't discuss everything with your husband. At least at some phase, it's not every conversation you want to have with your husband. You just need someone to talk to. And yes, you need to have such people. You need to network with people across, but like at your level, you need to network with people who are up there higher than you. You need to network with people who are, I wouldn't say beneath you, but people who look up to you, so that your life can be balanced and well rounded. So I hope you got value from this lesson today. I said that your network is powerful, and as a young person, you need to learn how to network. So whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, it doesn't matter. Just use what works for you to your own advantage. As an extrovert, it's easy for you to make friends, but then you need to be conscious of the depth of your relationships, the depth of your conversations. An introvert, you already have that as your advantage, having depth as your advantage. So maximize it and just decide that you won't bury yourself in your shell. So I hope you got value from this today. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing, what should I share? Value or mentorship? Don't worry, you'll find out. I'll be talking about how to build a proper value system, or how to find mentors whichever you get to watch, please, I want you to know that they are healthy for you. They are both things that you need to rise to your next level. Thank you for watching up to this point. I hope this video touched you. I hope this video added value to your mind, to your personality, to your soul, and to everything that you are. And I pray that you're going to grow right here on this channel. Don't forget to like, don't forget to drop a comment, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and most importantly, don't forget to connect with me. Until I see you again, bye.